The region everyone thinks they understand. If you've ever wondered why the Middle East seems to constantly be in the headlines, the answer isn't just oil, religion, or someone tweeting with way too much confidence. It's a region shaped by thousands of years of civilization, conquest, colonization, and a bunch of people drawing borders with zero local input. This place isn't just important. It's the origin of human cities, the birthplace of 3 world religions, and the favorite sandbox of empires and superpowers that have historically had a talent for making things worse. Let's unravel the mess. Chapter 1: The Cradle of Civilization and Conflict. The story begins with Mesopotamia, present-day Iraq, a region so old it invented writing, axes, and passive-aggressive clay tablets. It's where the first cities were built and the first empires rose. Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians. It's basically ancient history's greatest hits album. Over the next few millennia, the region became a hand-me-down between every major empire. Persians, Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Arabs, Mongols. It was like everyone wanted a turn at ruling it, even if none of them read the instruction manual. By the time the Ottoman Empire took over in the 1500s, the area had already been conquered more times than the average group chat changes names. Chapter 2: 3 religions, 1 region, endless tension. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all emerged here. And while that should be a cool trivia fact, it's also a key reason things get heated. All 3 religions see places like Jerusalem as sacred, which sounds inspiring, until you realize they all want control of the same city. It's like trying to peacefully co-manage one apartment with 3 wildly different roommates who all think their lease is the original. Add centuries of theological disagreements, holy wars, and territorial claims, and suddenly your shared sacred land becomes a recurring source of global drama. Chapter 3: Colonial Lines, Imperial Lies. Fast forward to World War I. The Ottoman Empire collapses, and Europe, mainly Britain and France, sees an opportunity. Their solution? The infamous Sykes-Picot Agreement. 2 dudes in suits drawing straight lines across the Middle East with zero regard for ethnic, tribal, or religious realities. Imagine creating countries by playing connect the dots on a map of people's actual homes. That's how you get Iraq, Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan, countries stitched together more by imperial convenience than by cultural cohesion. To make it worse, the British told Arabs they'd get independence, then told Jewish leaders they'd get a homeland in Palestine. 2 promises, 1 piece of land. What could go wrong? Chapter 4: Israel, Palestine, and a 75-year-old standoff. After World War II and the Holocaust, international pressure led to the creation of Israel in 1948.
ההכרזה הזו במושב מועצת המדינה הזמנית על אדמת המולדת, עיר תל אביב, היום הזה, ערב שבת, אייר תש"ח, 14 במאי 1948.
Jews saw it as a long overdue homeland. Palestinians saw it as a forced displacement. Neighboring Arab nations declared war. Hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were expelled or fled. The result? A decades-long conflict featuring multiple wars, intifadas, failed peace talks, and enough broken ceasefires to start a card collection. Jerusalem remains a lightning rod, the West Bank and Gaza are constant flashpoints, and the 2-state solution is, well, still mostly a theory. Everyone has an opinion on it, and almost none of them come with historical context longer than a tweet. Chapter 5: Oil, Superpowers, and a Whole Lot of Meddling. The 20th century also brought oil, and with it, a brand new layer of global obsession. The Middle East turned from a cultural crossroad into a geopolitical jackpot. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, and Kuwait struck it rich. Western powers, especially the US and USSR, struck deals, or coups. If a regime leaned too communist or too independent, it got destabilized. If it sold oil on favorable terms, it got weapons, money, and awkward handshakes. Iran's 1953 coup, backed by the CIA, Saddam Hussein, once supported by the West. Afghanistan, fueled by Cold War proxy battles. Superpowers played chess, but people on the ground paid the price. Chapter 6: 9/11, Invasions, and the War on Terror.
Yeah. This just in, you were looking at obviously a very disturbing live shot there. That is the World Trade Center.
A la espera de mayores informaciones, saber qué fue lo que ocurrió, cómo fue que apparently a plane has crashed into the World Trade Center in New York.
現在私、貿易センタービルから1キロほど北にあります国連本部の
It does not appear that there's any kind of an effort up there yet. Now remember, oh my God.
My God.
That looks like a second plane.
Then came September 11th. The US invaded Afghanistan to root out al-Qaeda, then pivoted to Iraq under the belief there were weapons of mass destruction. There weren't. Instead, the Iraq War destabilized the region, empowered sectarian militias, and helped pave the way for ISIS, a group so extreme even al-Qaeda told them to chill. The US eventually pulled out, but the vacuum left behind turned Iraq and Syria into playgrounds for chaos. And once again, the West's fix arguably made things worse. Chapter 7. Arab Spring, Civil Wars, and Proxy Mayhem. In 2010, the Arab Spring sparked a wave of uprisings against authoritarian regimes. Some fell, others cracked down. Syria collapsed into civil war, with multiple factions and foreign powers joining the chaos. Iran and Saudi Arabia used the moment to expand their influence, backing different sides in proxy wars from Yemen to Lebanon. Basically, the region became a strategic game board again, this time with more drones and hashtags. Chapter 8. Today's Middle East: Reforms, Resets, and Ruins. In the 2020s, some countries are trying to turn the page. The Abraham Accords normalized ties between Israel and several Arab states. Saudi Arabia is diversifying its economy, launching mega projects like NEOM, and even opening cinemas again. But beneath the reforms, tensions still simmer. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains unresolved. Iran's nuclear ambitions keep world leaders sweating. Syria, Yemen, and Lebanon are still in crisis. And militant groups haven't exactly taken a retirement package. So yeah, complicated. The end of the video, not the conflict. The Middle East is a region where ancient civilizations, modern ideologies, religious identities, and global ambitions all collide. It's been shaped by prophets and kings, colonizers and revolutionaries, oil tycoons and drone pilots. Its borders were drawn by foreigners, its conflicts fueled by outsiders, and its people left to deal with the fallout. So the next time someone acts like the Middle East is just a mess, remember, it's not random. It's the result of thousands of years of everything. And if understanding it feels overwhelming, that's probably a good sign you're finally starting to get it. If you made it to the end of this video without sparking a geopolitical debate in the comments, congratulations. You clearly have the patience of a UN negotiator. Hit like if you learned something. Subscribe if you want more deep dives into the world's unanswered questions. And drop a comment with the next historical headache you want us to untangle. Just keep it more civil than the Sykes-Picot Agreement.